We are Maria Jose and Chase.
We've been traveling since 2018 with our dogs Pablo and Jake.
After Chase lost his job, we decided to hit the road.
So we bought an old school bus and converted it into our dream tiny home on wheels.
We had plans to travel internationally, so we sold the bus and bought a van.
But then the pandemic happened.
So we put those plans on hold and decided it was time to explore more of the United States.
We're sharing the highs as well as the lows of this amazing life on the road.
We would love for you to subscribe and join us along this journey.
After waking up in the Mojave Desert in the shadow of Giant Rock, we were all a bit curious about the history of this massive quartz monzonite boulder. It is allegedly the largest freestanding boulder in North America, and arguably the largest in the world, covering 5,200 square feet at its base and standing at 7 stories tall. Once sacred to several native tribes, considered to be the heart of Mother Earth, Giant Rock eventually became a meeting place for flying objects both identified and unidentified. It's not just big, it's massive. In the 1930s, a man named Frank Kritzer, a German immigrant by some accounts, but born in Virginia by legality means, stumbled upon Giant Rock. No one knows quite how he found it, but he decided to move in, digging a cave out from under the rock and calling it home. Kritzer, a radio hobbyist, built and leveled an airport runway for planes to land and carved 33 miles of road to the nearest paved one, installed a large antenna on top of the boulder to improve radio frequencies to and from his dwelling, and then, under suspicion of being a German spy in the early 1940s, police raided his cave to question him. But a cache of dynamite was set off and Kritzer died. A friend of Kritzer's named George Van Tassel moved to Giant Rock after his death, and in the 1950s was visited telepathically and then in person by a group of extraterrestrial beings named the Venusians during a meditation session, instructing him to devote the remainder of his life building a human rejuvenation chamber and time travel machine, thus named the Integratron. Van Tassel organized large UFO gatherings at Giant Rock throughout the years, some drawing 10,000 people or more to the desolate stretch of desert. And mere weeks before the completion of the Integratron in 1978, Van Tassel died, and the Integratron is now being used for sound bath meditations. In February of 2000, a group descended upon Giant Rock, holding a long dance spiritual ceremony, believing Giant Rock had been neglected and the heart of Mother Earth was displeased with humanity. It's said the rock would split down the middle if Mother Earth was no longer considering the prayers of humanity, and on the side if Mother Earth was giving humanity another chance. So they danced through the night until the final person fell from exhaustion. The following morning, Giant Rock cleaved on one side, exposing its brilliant white quartz monzonite interior. Unsurprising, the area is now littered with burnt cars, nails in abundance, broken glass, and graffiti. Through the garbage, there's still something awe-inspiring, ominous, and otherworldly about being in the presence of Giant Rock. Welcome to Pioneertown. Pioneertown was founded in 1946 by a guy named Dick Curtis, and some of you all may be familiar with Gene Autry. He filmed his television show here for like 5 years running. Basically, it was Hollywood in this tiny little area of San Bernardino County, and in 1946 they just came and said, hey, you know what? Let's build something, theme it like the Wild West. We can film a bunch of stuff here and we can live like the Old West. Now it's here being its beautifully cheesy self, and well, we're gonna go roam around. This is like Tombstone, but even cheesier. Stepping out of the van into Pioneertown wasn't so much like being thrown into a Wild West movie set, as it was being thrown into a Disney-esque attraction. And Pioneertown is by all means an attraction, but it's an attraction comprised of privately owned parcels of land and buildings that you'll get the understanding pretty quickly that not everyone is thrilled with visitors. The drive from Yucca Valley to Pioneertown took significantly longer than the time we spent exploring the city. That said, it's a place to visit if you're going to be nearby, with absolutely nothing else on the agenda, but one that we probably wouldn't drive out of our way to visit again. Pioneertown was pretty cheesy.
To say the least.
To say the absolute least. There was one really cool shop, and then that was pretty much it.
Where are we headed now?
Now we're going to Noah Purifoy.
Which a couple of you guys recommended it.
Essentially, the way it's been described to us is it's like an artist who collected junk and made that junk into art, and it's free to go and check it out. And it honestly, to me, sounds like Slab City, but just in a different place. It's amazing how the desert does this. So that's where we're heading now. Noah Purifoy was born in Alabama in 1917, and his first sculpture was constructed out of the charred debris from the 1965 Watts Rebellion. What we learned about Noah Purifoy is that the impact he's had on art throughout his long life and career are so much deeper than what you see on the surface of his repurposed, thought-provoking, and often politically motivated sculptures.
I feel like we're back in Slab City with more space. Everything seems a little bit more spread out, but it's pretty cool. I like it. I'm happy we came.
Here I am just trying to find meaning in all of it. I'm sure there's some meaning, and I'll figure it out. Maybe this is all introspection, right? For me, that bed frame reminds me of a bed frame that was in our house as a kid. Like, this is just kind of taking me back. Not all of it, but like that boom box and the bed frame, and then a serious pair of mom and dad sneakers here, the whole Mickey Mouse thing, and then this vacuum cleaner. There was a cartoon about the little toaster, and that vacuum was in it. While we were initially reminded of Slab City, we'll now appreciate the Duchampion styled works found across the desert to Purifoy's brilliance on display 365 days per year, free of charge to anyone who wants to visit.
After checking out Noah's art museum, it was time to head to spot for the night, and the closest thing to it was the BLM spot that we were staying with friends. There's nobody here, so we have the space all for ourselves, which is also nice. We need a night to like unwind. I think I'm gonna make some dinner. The dogs are enjoying it. Jake is enjoying it for sure.
Leaving Joshua Tree, we made a quick loop through Palm Springs, staying overnight in the San Jacinto Mountains before deciding to head back into Arizona to complete our plans for a large loop around the state. If you were wondering, we brought rain to Lake Havasu City. We decided we needed to move our bodies a little more, so we got a workout completed in the van and then prepared some breakfast.
Hi friends! Last time we saw you, we were in Joshua Tree area, and since then we have traveled 202 miles to Kingman, Arizona. You might be wondering, what are we doing here? We spent an amazing night in this beautiful spot. It's BLM land, nobody around, but there's so much trash. It's probably one of the places that has been the most dirty, and it's so sad because we will probably need loads and loads of trucks to kind of clean this place. So I feel bad not being able to help, but it's just out of my hands at this point. After we had an amazing workout this morning inside the van because it was kind of cold and some breakfast, we are ready to hit the road and get to the Grand Canyon. And I cannot wait to cross it off from my bucket list. I'm pretty sure it's Chase's bucket list too. So let's get in the road. Come on, dogs, let's go. Get up here. Come on, Pacho.
Yesterday when we were coming into town, I saw some Volkswagen buses, and they're like one of my dream cars, that and like El Caminos. I'm just gonna see if any of them are for sale and see what the price is.
Oh my god. What are we getting ourselves into?
I just went in there, asked him about all the buses that are out here, asked if any of them were his and if any of them were for sale. He said 2 of them out here are his, but none of them are for sale. He's working on all of them. So let's chat with him for a second.
Are you sad?
No, he said if we travel around long enough, we'll find them. And he said in this business, he could have a bunch of them if he wanted, because people come in from time to time trying to sell them. I wish someone would walk up to me and try and sell a Volkswagen bus to me. If you have a Volkswagen bus that you want to sell, approach me and let me know. I want to buy it.
Let's go.
Friends, we have made it to the Grand Canyon, and I found this spot on iOverlander. It's private property, I think. It's like around some BLM land. There's no service, but it's absolutely stunning. It might have become one of our favorite spots for sure. This is great. This is beautiful. We are super close to the skywalk and the Grand Canyon, so I think that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. We have to get tickets, but we have no service, so I don't know how we're gonna do these. All it matters right now is that you need to check out this beautiful view. Now it's time to have some dinner, and I'm just gonna use whatever it's about to go bad, which was asparagus, which is always a plus. Let us know if you like asparagus. I don't know, a lot of people don't like asparagus, which is random. We're gonna have some Beyond sausages, which we don't have all the time because we know they're not the healthiest, and a salad. So let's have some dinner. You might be wondering why I look this way and why do I have socks in my head, and it's all because I'm trying to curl my hair for the morning, but that's not the important part. The important part is that we are about to head to bed because we got some tickets to go on Skywalk, and it's at 7 in the morning. We're 30 minutes from there right now, and we're probably 30 minutes to the road, so we're gonna have to wake up maybe at 4:30. So it's gonna be an early night for us and an early morning. I'm very sleepy.
It's not even 5 in the morning yet.
I'm tired.
Actually, it is 5 now.
Let's go.
Come on. So the tickets that we bought were for 7 a.m. We didn't think to check to see if all the other tickets were also 7 a.m. for like all the other days.
This service was horrible, so...
Yeah, so we just went with what we got. Apparently, it's just general admission. The place doesn't even open until like 8 or 9.
9.
Yeah, 9. And it's 6 right now. So we've got some time. Oh my god, this dork.
How could you get anything?
I can't even concentrate. Like, what is this? Where did this come from? So they're letting us park here until everything opens, and then we can actually go in.
They're gonna let us stay here until 8.
Yeah.
I'm saying bagels.
Yeah, bagels. You want me to make some coffee?
We made it to the skywalk viewpoint, and when we first got here, the wild pie people at the beginning of the whole tour told us that we're allowed to record except for when we are on the skywalk bridge. And it makes sense, you know, they have like a professional photographer there, and also like they don't want you to drop your objects. But this is just insane. We're pretty much by ourselves, so in part I'm happy that we got here very early. You know, when everybody tells you like you're not expecting it, like, you know, you see it in pictures and like, you know, it's big, but like pictures and videos don't do it justice.
This is unfreaking believable.
I know, I'm in shock. I wish we could have brought you along with us. It was super worth it. I don't know, I'm afraid of heights, but I wasn't afraid of that, and it's just incredible. Like, you're standing in pure glass on top of the Grand Canyon. Was it worth it for you?
It was awesome.
Friends, we have made it to Wano Point, which there's some hiking around. We are again by ourselves, and when we were leaving the other spot, the van dropped off maybe like 10 people. So I feel super lucky that we're here by ourselves.
So last night we checked the weather, right? And it says it was gonna be 19 at 7 in the morning. So we both were like, we need to dress for the cold. And she's like, it's gonna be cooler on the top. I had jacket, 2 sweaters. I took off one, thank God. My overalls, and I have freaking, I'll show you. Wait a minute. Leggings underneath my whole overall. I am so hot. It's 60 outside. 60.
Look, I just said layer because someone said that it was going to be 19 degrees.
It said it, but you
That-
say layer. I was
Layer.
gonna just put pants.
Yeah, well, now we know. It's not 19 degrees up here and we're all warm.
Apparently, due to COVID, the primary route to the Grand Canyon South Rim was closed, so we set off on what was an hour drive, turned to 4. But that's a story for next week.